JB here. JB here. You all know that Survivor Series 2017 just finished. Oh my. Give me a second. Sorry guys, I just, it's stuff for my family. Anyway, so, Survivor Series. This was really weird this year. And I mean, really, really, really weird. And when I say really weird, I mean just, like, in the end, it was. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can run it down, if I remember enough to run this down. So, first match on the pre show, Matt Hardy versus Elias Sampson. Elias Sampson won. It didn't really matter. And then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Fashion Police. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn won. Didn't really matter. And yeah, looks like I have to look it up. Jesus Christ. It's so hard. Give me a second. Right, how could I forget? Okay, so Enzo Amore versus Kalisto. Enzo Amore retains. Good option, because his character is way better than Kalisto's. And Enzo's getting a bit better in the ring. You could see. By the way, during the match with the Fashion Files and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze had the words poo poo on his butt. What is all that about? Anyway, when the show starts, the match that I was looking most forward to, besides the main event and, Beast versus Phenomenal One, The Shield versus the New Day. Amazing match. Amazing. So many false finishes. And, I mean, that's what you call tag team wrestling. I mean, I'm not sure if it's on the same level as Usos and New Day, or same level as Sheamus and Cesaro and The Shield, but it was definitely great. Definitely great. Shield won. That's exactly what should have happened. I mean, I was definitely pulling for them. Anyway, and by the way, Baron Corbin versus The Miz. Baron Corbin won. Miz got beat up in front of his wife. I did not care about that match, and I don't think anyone else did either. I mean, it didn't matter who won. The outcome didn't matter besides getting a point for the other person's team. I mean, it wasn't a title match. If Baron Corbin beat Miz, which he did, he beat up a man in front of his wife, and if Miz won, Baron Corbin would have lost to someone smaller than him, and it would have made him look even worse. And the whole time, I just hated the match so much that I'm not saying it was a bad match, but I mean, I barely focused on the match because the whole time I was just making fun of his hair, Baron Corbin's hair. It's okay. Okay, but seriously though, seriously. Anyway, Raw versus SmackDown, the women's match. Um, that's when things started to get a bit weird. Bayley pins Becky in minutes. She pins the team captain in minutes. I mean, she doesn't knock her out and pin her. She just rolls her up and pins her. That's it. The team captain is eliminated first. That's so weird. And Nia Jax was eliminated by countout. That's actually a good idea. They did the same thing with Braun Strowman last year at Survivor Series. So they're still protected by the fact that they had to be counted out instead of actually beaten. Um, and Asuka was the sole survivor, and she won. She won it for Raw. That's a great thing. Yeah, and I was genuinely worried that they would actually break Asuka's streak. I was legitimately worried that they would do that, but they didn't, and that's a good thing. So, what happened next? Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Usos. The Usos won. It was a pretty good match. I fell asleep halfway through, but it was still a great match. I was only asleep for 6 minutes. So when I woke up, there was 7 more minutes of the match. and it was great. Only fell asleep because I was tired from Miz versus Baron Corbin. Like, awful. Awful night. Anyway, like I was saying, what else happened? Right. This is probably something I seriously need to talk about. Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte. Okay, let me sum up the entire match. A few botches. Alexa Bliss acting like a baby. Like a lot. She was like that. Like literally near the end, she actually did that. You are a grown woman, Alexa. Come on. And I mean, this was, and Charlotte won by getting Alexa to tap out. This was really weird, and I mean, the whole match can be summed up like with like a teenage girl fighting her baby sister, because that's what it looked like the entire time. I mean, and their careers are completely in reverse. I mean, they both start out in NXT, of course, but Charlotte started out as a face, then a heel, and now she's a face. Alexa Bliss started out as a heel, then a face, and now she's a heel. I mean, they've both been women's champion on both rosters, and one calls herself the goddess, one calls herself the queen. They're really in reverse. It's so weird. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that. Enough of that. Anyway, so, bigger highlight, Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles. Holy God, I loved that match. Brock Lesnar won. I kind of wanted AJ to win, but when they showed the score, when Charlotte beat Alexa, they made it pretty clear that, clearly, since they were gonna make it unpredictable for like the final match, and they needed it to be 3-on-3, like 3 points to 3 points. It was 2-3 when Charlotte beat Alexa, so they made it pretty clear that AJ wasn't gonna win. Like, it was obviously clear. But the whole time I was hoping AJ would win, and they would just have like another hidden match that we didn't know about with Raw going over. Obviously Brock Lesnar beat him, but like AJ got a lot of moves in, and he it was a brutal match. Like, go back, like if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It was amazing. It was brutal. It was good technicality. It was relatively short, but I mean, I didn't even notice like the time difference. It was less than 20 minutes, but it was still great. Like, watch it. It's really good. And Brock Lesnar beat him with one F5. Surprisingly, when you watch the match and then he beats him with one F5, it makes sense because how much he's getting brutalized early in the match. Like, and how much, because the only people who have kicked out of the F5 have been people who are big or top stars, and AJ is a top star, but lately they've been treating the F5 like it's 3 spears to the head. I mean, like, one F5 beat Braun Strowman, one F5 beat Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, even though he's kicked out of 3. He kicked out of 3 at WrestleMania 31, but whatever. And it's just, he's been beating people with one F5 lately. Like, since WrestleMania 33 when he beat Goldberg with one F5, even though at WrestleMania 20 Goldberg kicked out of the F5. That doesn't matter, because it was still a great match. Anyway, I hope I'm not forgetting anything else, but the final match of the night, Team Raw vs. Team SmackDown, the men's match, this is when things hit their weird high point. So, first of all, we got a bit of Shinsuke versus Triple H, that was cool. And Bobby versus Triple H, that was also cool. Kurt Angle versus John Cena, that was also cool. But, first of all, Shinsuke Nakamura is eliminated first. And then Bobby Roode is, like, in the same minute. And then they come back for just another minute so they can put Braun Strowman through a table. Then they just leave. And then John Cena eliminates Samoa Joe. Kurt Angle eliminates John Cena. And those parts are cool. Those parts are really cool. Especially when Finn Balor hits the coup de grace out of nowhere just on John Cena. Like, I was hoping that would happen. Like, Finn Balor would eliminate him, but no. And I was also thinking Kurt Angle might pin him, so they mixed those two options together. But then the weirdest stuff started to happen. So, I mean, Braun Strowman eliminates Randy Orton. And so, Shane is the only one left on Team SmackDown. And by the way, Finn Balor is eliminated by Randy Orton from an RKO. So this is when things get really weird. So, Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon are fighting. Kurt Angle gives him the angle slam. Then he puts him in the angle lock. And then Shane refuses to tap out for like a whole minute. Then Triple H comes in and pedigrees Kurt Angle, puts Shane on him, gets him eliminated, stands next to Shane like he's going to fight with him. Braun's looking at him like he's been betrayed. And then he pedigrees Shane McMahon and pins him, and Team Raw wins. Which is good. I mean, I was hoping Team Raw would win, but then Braun Strowman just started looking at him like we always look at, like the first time we looked at Triple H when he started double crossing people, because he does it a lot. This was Braun Strowman's first time seeing that live, and then he just tries to choke Triple H in the corner and then threatens him. And then Triple H's face is red, and you legitimately feel sorry for Triple H that he's being choked. Then Braun walks away. Triple H tries to pedigree him, but he gets power slammed, and then gets power slammed again. By the way, when Braun Strowman was yelling in Triple H's face, his spit went on Braun Strowman's beard. It was weird. It was really weird. And that's just how it ends. And that's Survivor Series 2017. So yeah, most of it was great. The ending was pretty weird. Don't get me wrong, the last match wasn't bad. But I don't think it was as good as last year's. Because last year's went an hour, and this one was like less than 35 minutes. And they had less new stars on Team SmackDown than Raw did. Raw had 3 new stars, like, of the new era. SmackDown only had 2, Bobby Roode and Shinsuke Nakamura, and they eliminated them, those 2 first. It was so weird. Well, it was still a great show. So, that's pretty much just my opinion, and it is just my opinion. Tell me what you thought about it in the comment section down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Kid Dynasty, JB. See you guys next time.